Late one night, there was a steamer ready to take his passengers home. He had a similar shape like Thomas, 6 small wheels, except he was painted silver with the number 0 on his side. His name was Timothy. He was an old but kind engine, with a broad smile and wrinkles at the end of his mouth. Soon the guard whistle blew. Full steam ahead, Timothy. Sure thing. Timothy was puffing down the countryside. Timothy was puffing down the countryside. With the carriages clattering, the wind blowing, and the silver paint shone in the moonlight. Suddenly they were switched off the wrong line, heading to a cliff, or viaduct was to be built. The driver and firemen scrambled to fiddle with the controls, desperately trying to stop him. But it was no use. Timothy, don't! You'll kill us all! I'm gonna send you all to the graveyard. Ah! Timothy, his passengers were killed. So was his crew. And Timothy was also killed upon impact. There was no eyewitnesses and no survivors. The investigators called it a normal tragic train accident. And they thought the driver and fireman tried to stop the engine but couldn't in time. So the investigators called it a normal tragic train accident. Years later, the viaduct was complete, but people told others that they saw people sighted a ghost train running across the viaduct. And every year, on a state of a suicidal accident, Timothy runs again as a warning to others, plunging into the gap and shrieking like a lost soul. The engines were shocked, but they were not expecting a story as scary as that. Edward tells another story. Sorry, Thomas, it's getting late. I don't think I can. Bummer, that's a bummer. I guess it is. We're reaching Crow's Farm Crossing now, driver. Yes, indeed we are, Rosie. Yes, indeed we are, Rosie. Suddenly they reached the crossing. Soon the owl hooted. Hoo-hoo! And the mist rolled in. Rosie was wondering why the signal was red. Why is the signal red? There ain't no other engines out here at this time of night. Suddenly, they heard a loud and long whistle. And then they heard a voice. I like children. I like children. Then they heard a voice. Children. I like children. That was scary. Suddenly an engine shot out from the fog. Rosie dared. She shut her eyes. Suddenly, your graveyard has come. Rosie opened her eyes, and there was nobody there. Rosie, I think the ghost story that Percy told us, that Edward told us, I think it's real. Real? No, I'm not kidding. The ghost train that Edward told us about is real. As Rosie was heading on home, she had second thoughts about what Edward's story. Edward, we think your story is true. How? Because I saw him. Timothy? Yeah. You saw Timothy, Rosie? Yes, Emily, I did. Well, I have to. Well, I have to take a late night goods train for Thomas. As Thomas was heading home, the mist rolled in. The sound of a whistle was heard. And there, right in front of him, was the ghost of Timothy. Finally, we meet Thomas. Yes, we do. You don't know the suffering. Timothy, what caused you to kill yourself? Tell me. You see, Thomas, I didn't want to do this. My controller made me do it. My controller made me do it. He was a horrible man. He treated me as a six-wheeled disgrace. So you're saying you had a controller that hated you? Yes. And now that's why I killed myself, because the controller looked at me as a six-wheeled disgrace. He treated me with such disrespect. Now he will pay. I know what you've gone through. No, you do not know what I went through. The pain I had suffered. The stuff I've been through. cozy. Sooner another whistle was heard. Timothy's so twisted in the smoke box that he won't know what's coming. Thomas, come to meet your grave. And your death came at the hands of Thomas the Tank Engine. Many weeks have passed, and then soon years, and no one had heard of Timothy since. But people still think he's out there somewhere, having their own twist on his story. Some said that he was a bad engine. Some say he used to be nice and kind like Thomas. But others say he was always demonic and always had an inner demon inside of him. Some people say Timothy's still out there wandering around and that he never left. Thomas will be mine. I will be back. I always come back. The end. And soon, Timothy was gone, but he still lives as a spirit. The end.